The agenda is the finance window hours, Betty.
I have immediate contact. There's no agenda.
Finance window comes before immediate contact now.
That's usually my trick.
The Finance Committee requested a resolution outlining the hours of the Finance Department is currently open. The current hours, the windows open, has been effective since August of 2011 and were authorized by Mayor Hildreth. And I attached a memo from way back when that happened so that you could see the history. There's been no change to the hours since I've been here. But we cannot find a resolution where it was ever adopted either.
Oh, you know what? That was back during furloughs. Those were an emergency action, and I bet we approved it just the way it goes. I bet that's why, no, that's why there is a resolution.
The furloughs were in by resolution. We found that.
Yeah, but then we had various follow-up reactions to, oh, hey, we're not going to be here that day.
Councilmember Steiger.
This was temporary action that we took because of short staff. At that time, Becky was out on medical leave, and we had some other additional staff problems in there, and this gave them an hour to go through and get their stuff from the previous day and everything kind of put together before they opened the windows. They started the new day. And it was to be readdressed after our staffing was shored up again. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm the same ballpark that Betty is right now. I don't think it ever went any further.
So, and it looks like that you're proposing a resolution to change the hours then from 9 to 4:30. For council to move forward a resolution. To keep the hours that you're...
To keep the hours that it's currently open.
So, and that's just the finance window, correct?
Correct.
I was here today at 4:45. Everything was closed.
Oh,
The planning department was closed, and so was the court.
Sorry.
I was just curious if
I have no idea.
We were just talking finance. Mayor, did you know that the planning window was closed today at 4:45, and so was the court window? And our hours of operation are until 5 o'clock?
No.
So, and I was here, and they were closed. And I was just verifying that we're just talking finance for changing or adopting those hours.
When was it? Friday?
Today.
I think we were here Friday. I can't remember.
I'm talking about today. I was here. There was nobody in the planning. The window was down, lights were off, same with the court.
Oh, so you brought your things in here.
Yeah.
And I'll open the door, I'll take right in.
What?
We seem to talk about apples and oranges. I don't really understand. So let's drop the subject.
Oh,
I just
but anyway,
didn't
I just wanted to verify we were talking about finance window.
I was only asked to address the finance window, which is my department.
I think you were in finance at 5 o'clock, weren't you?
She's talking about the window being down. The window's down at 4:30.
To 4:30, right.
But yes, we were in the office until after 5.
And if you got any serious problems, they can knock at the window, can't they?
They can,
And
we
you
have
respond.
we
Okay.
have responded in the past.
Okay, and you
And
would
we answer
respond.
the phone.
And you would respond.
Yes.
So therefore, where's the problem? Are we picking up little oranges?
She was asking about other departments,
The planning window was closed, and so was the court.
Well, the court was closed, but the planning window, you were in the planning area.
Jim went home sick. I was out doing inspections, and Wanda called me and said that she left at like 5, at 5:45, because she said that she had been here since 8 o'clock and she didn't want to go overtime, so that's what happened.
Okay, you didn't tell me you were gone. Okay.
But we are open 8, we are open 8 to 5.
I'm just saying, today you weren't.
I understand.
Councilmember Walker.
So my concern remains the same as it did the last time we talked about this, which was probably before this memo, I would hope, where the average person, I have a hard time getting down here if I needed to talk to somebody between 85, even 85 is a stretch. And my job's really flexible, so I can get down here. But I would say the majority of the people out there that work an 8-to-5 job, it would be impossible without trying to come here at lunch or take time off to come down and pay their bill. I would like to see 1, if not 2 days a week. Either
Say what? Say it
8 to
again?
5 or later. Later would be better, but I know that it's not possible without shuffling schedules and everything else around. But at least being open 8 to 5, 1 to 2 days a week for people to make it down with it.
Okay, why don't we take the problem up and then we'll make a recommendation to the council about the hours that will take care of people like that. Let's think it over.
Any other questions or comments from council?
Okay?
So are we going to bring this back to the next workshop then to discuss?
Discuss the
The finance window hours, we'll bring it up to the next workshop.
Now, what I really think is that this is just pity-ending the whole thing, because you were gone at 5 o'clock.
I was out on inspection.
Okay, that's one time in how many days?
I'm just saying, I came today. How many
Okay,
days?
so you pick up today. It's a big problem, isn't it?
I'm a citizen.
We can't solve the problem,
Okay, we
can
don't
we?
need to have this discussion. I'm just saying that's what happened today. I'm a citizen and I came and nobody was there. Next item on the agenda is the media contact, release, press release policy. Josh, do you want to just put on the agenda?
Yeah, just a reminder that any official releases from the city, any media releases, press releases, anything to the media from city email, fax, or letterhead, adopted policy says that council is supposed to get a copy of that. Most recently, if we had done that, council would have known when the Auburn Reporter received notice of the special meeting, because council would have gotten a copy of it. There have been other recent press releases that were provided to the media but not provided to council. And adopted policy does require that council receive copies of any press releases, any official statements to the media so that we can do our job. When we get calls from the media asking about something that we don't know happened, that does not make for effective governance. So just a request that staff remember to copy council anytime there's anything released on city email, city fax, or city letterhead to the media. Please remember to copy council and to post it publicly in City Hall. That is existing policy.
I'd like to make a comment on that. I'm a guilty culprit. I didn't know there was a policy on it. Now that I know, you'll get all the press release that comes out that I'm releasing. I didn't know that was a policy, and I'm following it.
Thank you.
I will abide to that policy. Thank you very much for reminding me.
Thanks.
We don't have, employees don't have that adopted resolution, so we need a copy because we haven't been notified of a change. So if you could get that to me, I can make sure that it gets
Okay, that's
distributed a little bit. So that, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Let's see. That would
Part of the
be-
problem, I'm no clerk.
That
But
would
we
be
need it.
in the last meeting that we did have a temporary clerk at and never received minutes for, if I remember correctly.
The one that
so-
you voted out?
So I don't know where on the city, they would be. I have a draft of it, but it was revised before adoption, so I don't want to.
Did you have a revised copy for adoption?
It was revised and given to the clerk at the time.
4/18/13 was the date, and that's 2013-034.
2013.
Dash 034. Modifications of policy 200-009. At least that's my notes. Huh?
Fancy notes you got over
Good
there.
job.
That's my personal.
Okay.
All right, what's next?
Any other comments? No? All right, moving forward. Next item on the agenda is, what I've done here is, the reason I put this on the agenda, just like when we were facing, the council was facing the city not having insurance as of December 31st, and a committee was formed of what does that look like, what does council need to do, or what steps does, do we need to do, that citizens want to know the direction that we're going, and council needs to have a plan, a what-if plan. And so what I would like to do is reenact that committee as, what does it look like if the recall goes to a vote and does get approved? I believe council needs to have a plan. People are going to be looking at council for direction and answers. And so I would like to reenact that committee so that we can have a plan that is going to be put back on us to move forward, if it were to happen. And you guys know me from before. I'm a plan A, B, C, D kind of person. Just have contingency plans. And so the members of that committee prior were Josh Putnam and James McMahon. And with council's pleasure, I'd like to reenact that, and if you would approve of those members being on the committee, if they would accept moving forward.
Isn't it pretty clear under state law what happens?
What happens pretty much now, but say there are, what would council do? Go ahead.
Yeah. The impact of the recall election itself would be clear as soon as it's certified, but then the reaction to it, how quickly would an interim mayor take power from council? How quickly could council react to it? What needs to be done with compliance with contracts in the meanwhile? Anything like that we need to have rapid changes, who's a signer on accounts, who has access to what, anything like that. There should be some checklist ahead of time in case it happens. It shouldn't be nearly as complicated as the last issue on insurance, because you have the option of bumbling along without insurance, you have the options of disincorporation, of annexation, all those different alternatives. Here it's more, if there is a vacancy in the seat of the mayor, what does the city have to do about it until civility returns?
Councilmember Holsey?
As I understand it, in the event that the mayor is recalled, council will elect the mayor to serve the mayor's term. And that can be accomplished with a special meeting with the election of the certified.
Correct. There are other items that we would need to address just for the meeting.
Yeah, until that
We just
happens.
need a checklist. So that was the whole purpose, not to undermine, not to do anything other than having a contingency plan.
Yeah, and in reviewing the concept of having this committee with MRSC staff attorneys, they did make it very clear, and again, this is the intent of this committee, is to study the contingencies, not to take any position for or against the recall. It is specifically illegal for anyone sitting at this table to speak for or against the recall while sitting at this table.
Councilmember McMahon?
Yeah, and it wouldn't be any kind of a predetermination of questions, but identification of what those questions are, so that if we find ourselves in that position, we know what are the issues that we ought to be thinking about, things that we should be looking at.
I suspect the mayor pro tem will be especially interested in having clarity on those issues.
Especially. being one who can rarely make it by 6:30.
Any other questions, comments?
Would it be possible to add just one employee, so the executive branch of government has an idea of what's going on too? So there's not a complete disconnect. Can we have somebody, or do you post the meeting so that people can come, or?
They're public meetings, anybody can come.
Because then we're not recruiting a segregation, you know?
I think it's great, we should have it the same person, same staff person who provides clerk service.
There you go. You can show and take our minute.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's only the reason it's good.
It's just the same as the committee for the changing the form of government. It's publicly announced when they're having the meeting. Anybody can attend and offer input. We're not making a decision one way or another.
Oh, I know.
Other than trying to identify.
Oh, I know, it just helps
What is?
alleviate fears of the employees, or just to have to know what's going on, and we can give information on, you know, what's going on here as far as policies, and, you know, we might have ideas or have questions, what's gonna happen with this situation too, so, you know.
I think it's great.
Like this, so good.
But just caution you, is to make sure that we don't, make sure we don't have more than 3 unless we go through all the process. We don't want to break the quorum law.
Correct. And that's why we had the 3 council members. And this
Okay,
is the
but now we're
same
talking
committee.
about bringing,
We were joking.
okay. Somebody anyway.
I wasn't referencing trends specifically, I was referencing his chair.
But I agree, I think staff brings a unique perspective.
Agreed. Okay, so just that discussion, we'll be moving forward with that. One of the idea times that was mentioned prior was tomorrow night, but we thought there was a finance committee meeting, but there's not tomorrow night, right?
Right.
So, and I don't know if you were available.
I wasn't paying attention.
I sent an email out, but that's okay. Anyway, but, I don't know if you're available tomorrow night around 6:30. Otherwise, it would be a day next week, or Friday. Wednesday and Thursday.
Tomorrow, 6:30.
Tomorrow, 6:30. So, the staff is aware, then we'll try to meet here tomorrow, 6:30 here in council chambers. Okay? Awesome. Great, all right. Next item on the agenda is change of form of government committee, and John would like that.
Our next meeting is let me look at my calendar, I believe it's the 15th, next Wednesday, 6 o'clock. And I apologize to the citizens of not getting that information out. I will make sure, even though I'm making the comment right now, that I will send an email out to Jean so she can publish it, and I don't know what else we need to do. You need something official, or did you get that?
I got it.
Okay. So, anyway, next Wednesday at 6 p.m., huh? Yeah. Who does? Oh,
Well, standard operating procedure, post here, post at the post office, post at the library.
do we have to have that on a
It's just a
committee
committee
meeting?
meeting, no.
Probably doesn't hurt.
Huh?
Probably doesn't
If
hurt.
the staff wants to, I guess I could print something out and throw it around, you know, so, yeah. End of the week, I'll make sure something's posted, if that's what we need to do, so. But it's not required for a committee meeting.
No, it's not.
Transparency.
Okay, anything else, John, that you wanted to mention on that?
Not on that, but I do want, I have one thing that's not on the agenda. It's not for tonight's discussion. I just want a heads up to the council that next Monday, I've asked the project manager, Ted Hill, on the Valentine Rd Project to come in and discuss where that project is to the council and some of the potential changes that we're looking at. And so I wanted it to be at a council meeting so that the citizens that come can have a discussion with them as they see fit. So he's on board with that. He'll be able to be here next Monday's meeting. So that's all I'm doing, is to let you guys know.
Great, thanks. Okay, so next item is public hearing for a non